So she's grabbed by vines and pulled apart, and this tentacle creature slowly. Oh shit, we're live. Welcome back. Hopefully, everyone had a great week as usual. We're back with another podcast. Ed, I'm doing the intro every time.
I was gonna say we'll talk about this afterwards.
Oh, we'll table this conversation for
afterwards.
This
conversation. I know where you're starting.
Yeah. All right, I got it. Well, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a great week. We have a special guest. RC and Ed and I had to go. We had to bring in a ringer, someone that I personally love, my good friend. The only guy that I would turn down going on a date with a girl to go see Dragon Ball Superhero, my good friend, Joel. Bam, 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 bam. There he is right there with his cute-ass dogs. That cute-ass face right there.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Joel. We even wanted to get you on the podcast for a fat-ass, juicy-ass minute. Before we start, guys, I always like to crack open a cold one. You know me.
Yep.
You know how I be doing. Trow. Cheers, mates. What are you drinking, Joel? What is that?
The Crown Green Apple.
Looks good. All right.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. And on this podcast, we finished our drinks on the spot. Okay. Now that we got a nice cold drink in, let's go ahead and see how the boys doing. RC, how you doing today?
Yo, I think he's frozen.
RC.
Hey.
Yeah, fuck him. Ed, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just, ready to talk about what we're gonna talk about today.
Yeah, ass and titties. Love it. Joel, how you doing?
I'm doing, pretty good. I'm chilling. I got to take work off tonight, so that's a plus. Yeah,
so Joel is a good friend of ours. Him and I, we go watch anime movies together. We hang out. We watch, hentai together, hold hands and shit at parties and shit like that. He's definitely a good friend of mine, and he actually works nights just like Squid over here. And he can tell you firsthand that working nights, no, you gotta no life that shit. That's a no life job.
Yeah, basically.
So it's good that we finally got him and Ed on the same night off. That's crazy. That's a rare commodity. Even though Ed's going back to days though, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I go back to 4 tomorrow.
With that being said, guys, you can't tell RC is not with us tonight.
Nope.
Man. He's probably still at work. He's had a long day. We're gonna miss him. We're not kicking him out of the podcast. He's right here still. He's below you. Yeah, he's below you. Yeah,
okay. I can tell, man.
But it's fine because we got Joel to fill in his shoes, big shoes to fill. But we're definitely gonna have a very fun topic. If you heard the code open, we're definitely gonna talk about anime culture, where we started when we watched, what animes did we watch, what animes are we currently watching. We're gonna get deep dive. The culture, the subculture, and we just love, we're all anime lovers here, so it's just going to work out perfect. All right, so let's
talk about some tentacles.
And then we'll talk about some tentacles going up girls' legs and stuff. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about, let's first off, top 3, guys. Top 3 animes. And I'm sure, we talked about this beforehand, I was going to open with that, but it's still not enough time to actually get a formulated list of the top 3 animes. So, Ed, go first.
Shit, mine's ever changing, but for sure, because it's what got me really bigly hooked into it. Naruto. I love Naruto so much. Right now, my top 3 are Naruto, Demon Slayer, of course, got Nesco shirt on, and Black Clover. But if I had for all time, I would say Naruto, Season 1 of Sword Art Online, and Black Butler. I really enjoyed Black Butler.
I don't know what list you're giving me. I guess overall is the list I'm looking for. I guess not. Overall, like from like that. So that's the overall list. Like top 3 favorite, like the best for you. So,
yeah, Naruto, Black Butler, and then Sword Art Online. Just in general, it was really good. I've only seen like the first 2, maybe 3 seasons, but it was a really good one too. It was one of the early ones I watched.
Okay.
Well.
Joel?
I'd have to say definitely with number 1, Berserk.
Dude, he dick rides the shit out of Berserk. Yo, I could ask him anything. I'm like, do you know any animes like recommend? He's like Berserk. I'm like, I'm looking for a romance anime. Berserk, something with a lot like death. Berserk, like all the genres are covered with Berserk.
Hey, Joel, what shit are we turning on? Oh, Berserk.
All right, go ahead. Number 2.
The first season of damn, dude, I just drew a blank.
Promise Neverland.
The Promised Neverland, and I'd have to say maybe, yeah, Demon Slayer.
Berserk goes hard, man.
All right, so I got to give my list, right? So it's obviously
Yeah, what are yours, Steve?
Yeah, so it's Beavis and Butthead. I'm wearing a shirt. That's my number 1 favorite anime. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite. And then it's gonna be Digimon, Digital Monsters. That's number 2. And then of course it's gonna be Ed, Edd n Eddy. That's my number 3. No, I'm just kidding. No, top 3 is it's definitely Evangelion. That's been one of my favorite animes for a while. It really did. It really was kind of like every time I watch it, I always get a little nostalgia feeling because it brings me back to a time when I first watched it, which was with one of the homies, Alex. He actually introduced it to me, and we got drunk and watched it. We ended up watching all the movies, not the last one, but we watched all 3 of them. And there's a movie out right now that like covers like bits and pieces of the anime. So I like after that I went home and watched it. I binged the whole season, and then I watched it again. Because it is kind of confusing. I mean, there's a lot of lore to it, but that's definitely my number 1. Number 2 has to go to Samurai Champloo, which, I 100% think it's way better than Cowboy Bebop. There's a lot of Cowboy Bebop fans out there, but I honestly think Samurai Champloo is solid anime. And it's really good if you like hip-hop and like the Edo period, because it's kind of a merge on that. And and Ed actually I think was the one who pushed me into Afro Samurai.
Dude, Afro Samurai is so good.
That's not my number 3, but it's close because I kind of like the idea of Afro Samurai.
I wish they would have made more because it could have been a good story.
No.
Okay, we have this argument so many times.
We always have this argument. I'm a one-shot anime kind of guy. I feel like when they make more seasons, and there's a reason that Joel, you said season 1 of Promised Neverland. Because season 2 is ass. And Ed, you said season 1 of Sword Art Online because season 2 is, I guess, ass. I've never seen it, though. So.
It's not as good, but all I'm saying is just Afro Samurai was such a good one that it would have been so great to see more of the lore to it.
It had to die. That's how it works.
I wish we could have at least a little more of it because I thought it was really good.
No.
You can never have too much Samuel L. Jackson as a...
That's what I'm saying.
That's one of the few animes that you definitely got to watch dub because you got to hear that. You got to hear his voice and his dialect. And number 3,
Jack.
That's pretty good. But damn, I'm the one that's asking the questions and I'm stumped. I definitely am not a fan. I would say Dragon Ball. There's other animes I think are better, but as far as the way Dragon Ball makes me feel, because for a while it wasn't even on my top 5, but I just like after watching Dragon Ball Superhero with Joel, I honestly like seeing all like the clips because it was really big on like bringing back old shit, and I was just like, like the Red Ribbon Army, all that. I was like, yeah, so I'm gonna go and put back. There's it's backstory on that.
I haven't seen it.
Like, well, I mean, if you watch the trailers, the people that like the actual superheroes are actual. They're androids. So that's kind of like the idea. Are they called? They're androids. Yeah, it's a weird part because there's a scene where they say you're not robots, you must be androids, and I was like, what's the difference? But I guess there's some kind of distinction. But yeah, so Dragon Ball is definitely. But man, it's up there. Like it's a hard fight with Fooly Cooly. Fooly Cooly is one of them. Attack on Titan would be another. Dora Hidodoro. Yeah, that's right. I
still need to watch that one.
Yeah, so there's so many that could have fit in that spot, and yeah. All right. So, what anime do you think is ass? What's a hot like a one that everyone loves, but you think is ass? And I'll go first on this one because I was pushed into this anime, I just scratch that. Time out. Number 3 is Devilman Crybaby. Sorry, I had to go back. I just thought of it. Okay, Devilman Crybaby is too late, right? Yeah, Devilman Crybaby is my number 3. It has one of the best endings.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I agree.
it's definitely one of the best endings in anime. So, all right. So, a hot take that an anime I don't like is what's the volleyball one? Harikiryu?
Oh, Haikyuu.
Haikyuu. I actually think it's ass, and this is why I was pushed into it, and I just got done watching Your Lie in April. That was the last anime I watched after, and I watched it and I was like in tears. The music was great. Then I come to this volleyball movie, this volleyball show of these like teens that are like crying about losing the big game. Like it's so emotional, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. You don't even know the trauma I've been through. So I just couldn't. I couldn't relate. I just couldn't. It just wasn't there for me. All right, go ahead, Joel.
I'd probably have to say Food Wars. To be honest. I could not really get into Food Wars. I don't know. That was just me.
I fucking love Food Wars, dude. It's so absurd that it's good.
Yeah, Ed beats his dick off to Food Wars.
Hey, we don't talk about that shit. Nah, Food Wars is great though. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's like I saw the clips with Ed, and I actually haven't gone back. I don't know if I watch it. I'm afraid I'm gonna watch it. Someone's gonna walk in, and they're just gonna be like, "Oh, my bad. I'll leave you alone."
We were all sitting on the couch. It was me, Steve. I think was Zan with us.
Yeah, he was there for a little bit.
Zan and some of our other friends. We were just watching. I think we watched like 3 or 4 fucking episodes of Food Wars.
I was done with it after the first episode, but I didn't want to get up.
About it.
I didn't want to get up.
When you think about it, the story is actually really good. It's just so obscene that kind of like ruins it a little bit sometimes. Yeah. But the story is actually pretty cool. I genuinely like it for the story.
All right, go ahead, Ed.
Honestly,
I swear to God,
there hasn't been many animes that I've actually watched that people have pushed on me that I haven't liked. People have pushed animes on me, but I haven't watched all the ones they pushed. The only one that I guess I could say that I haven't gotten fully into, and I'm sorry about this, man, is Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode of Joel, and it's not that I don't like it. I just haven't put in the time to watch it. It didn't catch me as much as it would, but some shows, at least with my anime's experiences, I need to watch more than one to get caught into a show. There's been very few that catches me.
It is a slow burner. It is a slow burner, but it gets better towards the I want to say maybe the middle of it, because that's where they start picking up on kind of like what's going on, But it's a pretty good one. I like it, and the season 2 is coming out pretty soon. So
yeah, that's the only one that I've actually watched that someone's like pushed on me that I haven't been too much into. But it's not even that I don't like it. I just haven't given it a chance because, like, Naruto, my top. I had to watch I was not hooked fully the first episode, but after watching like the first 2 or 3, I was like, okay, this is like really good, and then I just fell in love with it. So sometimes like I need to watch more than one, because that's the only one for me. Everything every other show I've been told to watch that I eventually watched, I've liked or loved. Like Attack on Titan, I fell in love with that.
That one's good.
It was so fucking good. I still need to fucking watch the second half of the 4th season.
You're missing out, man. That's a good one.
I know. Well, I was waiting for it to build up because I was getting tired of waiting every week. And then I haven't jumped back on it because I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen. And then I'm still watching Boruto intermittently. Why are you shaking your head?
Well, Jujutsu Kaisen is upsetting to me because I guess that's another hot take. So the reason I watched like the first 3 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen is because somebody said, "What's an anime that doesn't have any bad episodes that you were hooked at the very beginning?" And I was like, "Oh, I love listening to this." And I'll take TikTok recommendations on animes, and I've had some pretty good runs doing that. But Jujutsu Kaisen didn't hook me. Like, it's good, I like it, but it wasn't like I wasn't blown away by it, and I was kind of upset because I guess I put it on a pedestal and it didn't hit. Now I haven't finished it, and I haven't watched the movie, so I'm sure it's gonna get good before
I haven't
anyone
watched the movie yet.
and
But
before anybody shits down my throat. I will watch it. It's on the list, but I just honestly at the time I just couldn't because like, man, there's so many banger animes out there, and you know that's something that.
There's so little time.
like, I still want to watch Doctor Stone. I haven't watched that one yet.
What? I haven't
Yeah,
either.
same.
But I've heard it's good.
So,
But
so
Jujutsu Kaisen,
yeah,
Sorry,
it was good. No, I was gonna go to the next one. So what were you saying?
I was just say real quick, it gets really good. Like, I'm excited for the new season. I want to see the movie. I know the movie has to do before the season.
Yeah, the movie's a prequel.
Yeah, they have
So
bears and
that's why
shit.
I'm not too worried about the movie as much as like the new season because of only what
But
I've
it's
seen.
so good. The movie's like
But
really good.
I've heard it's really good, and I can tell you.
And probably has one of my favorite curses.
Ooh, shit. Okay, I gotta see it. But yeah, it gets better, man. I'll tell you to stick with it. It gets really good.
Nah.
Anyways, hey, teach his own. Teach his own.
All right. So,
Yeah.
so what's your guilty anime? I guess what's the term I'm looking? Guilty pleasure.
pleasure?
Yeah.
Guilty
What's your guilty pleasure anime? That's
Food Wars.
Oh my god.
Straight up, Food Wars.
Well, can you
Because of its.
like? I mean, you said the story is good, but like, I mean, is it because the titties? Just be honest. It's okay. It's all right. No judgment.
It's because I think the story is good, and I also find it like funny and I'm about it. I like it, and yeah, I guess it could be because of the obscene parts. I find it fucking hilarious. Like in what is it, the second or third episode when he gets to the school, and she tries the peanut butter tentacle, and then it shows her just getting wrapped by the tentacle because it's so bad. Like the dramatization that they do for everything, I fucking love it. Even though people think it's stupid and borderline, fucking hentai and shit, I enjoy it.
All right. I was just lying.
Nice, if you had real life food that causes orgasms.
Bro,
You know,
right? Like when,
just orgasmic.
like when that chick eats the potato thing he makes in the first episode, like it's so obscene. Even the guys, when they tried it, like it's fucking great. I love it. I love it. That's my guilty pleasure because I do watch that. That's the only one, honestly. All the other ones I watch are more mainstream and shit.
All right,
What
Judge
about
Hard,
y'all?
Judge Hard, Judge Hard, Judge Hard on Ed. I was lying. Let's judge hard. Everyone judge hard on Ed. Yeah, we're judging hard on you. I'll go next. Beastars. I fucking love Beastars. It's so
Fucking furry.
it's so underrated, and dude, I was so mad. So I was watching a TikTok, and the guy was like, top 3 favorite animes. He was listening to him, and he goes, Beastars, and I was like, hell yeah! I was all hyped because somebody else liked it, and then he goes, psych, and I was like, God damn it, he did me dirty. I thought I had another friend. I was gonna actually comment on there and be like, yo, Beastars slaps. Beastars is good. It's not just about furries, but it is kind of like, I don't know, man. Yeah, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I was fucking super turned on watching this fucking anime. I don't know what it is. It's a weird thing. They actually relate being carnivorous, like being a carnivore, with like seeking lust, and like the whole romance is a rabbit and like a wolf, and you know one's a predator to each other. One's a predator. So when they get together, it's like they're trying to get intimate, and he just wants to eat her. He wants to devour her, and he can't fight his urge. And he's trying to fight it the whole time. That's the whole movie. The whole season's him trying to fight it. And then she just like lunges her body into him. And she's like, I don't know. I just want you to eat me. It just feels like I'm... And it makes this weird idea that like lusting after someone is the same as being carnivorous and wanting to eat their flesh. I don't know.
Okay, the way you explain it makes me want to watch it to see what you're saying. Yeah, I kind of want to see what he's talking about.
It's fucking good.
I haven't watched it.
Check it out.
I'll admit it's on my list on Netflix because I was like, that's different. But like I've never watched it. It reminds me of Zootopia, but like dark. That's the way I associate that show.
No, well, because it's a rabbit. So what do you think? What do you think of rabbits, like as an animal?
Fucking machines.
I mean,
What did you say?
just kind of.
Fucking machines.
Exactly. That's what she is. Like she's a rabbit, so she's all horned up all the time.
Oh, she a hoe.
Exactly. And also there's and this is the last take. I'll end with this on the Beastars. She also is. That's the first time a carnivore a predator and a prey are together in the show. Like that was really weird for them to see that happen. So that was kind of the idea of like that is definitely like forbidden love. Like they're
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
supposed to
taboo.
get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joel.
Okay, yeah, Joel. It's
Um,
good.
I definitely probably would have to say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Really?
That
Everybody that I recommend JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to, they do not like, and it's weird because like as soon as I got like at the first episode, like I was hooked, and you're going through all of these seasons of it and different JoJos. I don't know. It's just something a favorite of mine, definitely.
See, I've heard, like, I know, I want to say at least, like, 5 people other than you that like that show. Or like the manga. So it's like, thinking of that one, like, I don't know. I personally, I have not watched it. I've seen clips that make me interested, like when he was in the jail, but, on Facebook. But, like, I don't know. I don't see that. I see why people can, like, I guess, guilty pleasure for it, but I also see, like, it seems really good. I don't know.
It takes a different turn when it gets to the third JoJo's season. I guess just because they wanted to take like add something new to it, so it kind of gets weird after that one because they just give them new powers. But I mean, I went with it. Yeah. And in the first season, they have this thing called Hammond, which it's like it's an ability they can get through a certain reading that they can use, and they can use it to empower anything. Sometimes they can make like a spaghetti noodle that was cooked straight, and then they can like use that as like a dart or something like that. And there's vampires in there, and Hammond is kind of the power they use against vampires. So it's a pretty good show. I like it. It's really good.
Sorry, the spaghetti noodle killed me.
Yeah, no, it's really funny too. They a lot of people would say that this show is a meme. So there's a lot of funny parts in there too that I just enjoy it thoroughly. It's a great show.
Yeah, I haven't. I've watched like maybe 8 episodes of season 1, and the animation to me, I just couldn't get to it. It's one of those things. It's not a big deal. I should watch it thoroughly, like through the whole entirety of it. But I just could not get over the animation. I just did not like it. Like the bold outlines, it wasn't for me. It was good. I liked the story because it was definitely taking takes. But I would never put it on. I was at a homie's house and we were drinking and watching it. And we just basically just watched the episodes because we were just getting drunk, which is something that, what happens a lot. We actually used to have anime nights and watch a whole ass anime. Yeah, so definitely something that you should definitely look at. So, all right, we're going to do one more question, and then we're going to move on to like talk about the culture and like, where we stand and where we grew up. So what's an anime that you watch, you recommend to people, but they've never watched? Like nobody's watched it. Like you've never heard anyone watch it. I have a couple of them, and one of them I don't think is really an anime. It's more of an American-based film. I've never heard anyone talk about MFKZ, but I recommend that to everyone, and nobody has watched it.
I have seen that, actually. I have seen that. It's a really good movie. It's pretty trippy. I'm not gonna lie, and it takes like a whole different turn because when I had first seen, the little trailers that they give on Netflix, like I didn't really get hooked onto it. But as soon as like I started watching it, it took a whole different turn. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the voice acting is solid, and it really is a good story. I mean, it has so much takes on it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I have been told by people to watch it, and they told me about it. I have it on Netflix. Like I've seen the trailer and everything, and I haven't watched it yet, but I've been interested too. So I've heard of that one.
That one
I can watch it.
and The Wandering Witch. I actually watched that recently. I watched that because of TikTok. A TikTok said, like she was reading a comment, like, "What's the darkest anime you ever watched?" And of course, me, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Devilman Crybaby. These are really dark animes. And then she said, "Oh, she was reading it, The Wandering Witch." And it had one episode that was really dark. Other than that, it was like a very solid ass, like just a good anime. It was really good, but it wasn't that dark. But I've never heard anyone that watched it. So those are the two. Joel, Berserk.
Berserk. Have you seen Berserk?
That would definitely be one of them because it's just weird because they have a 97 like they made an animation in 1997 where it was kind of going through the first like I want to say 13 chapters. I don't really remember, but that's one of them. But I would have to say that one time I was reincarnated as a slime is one of them. It is another one.
I think that's actually popular. I see a lot of people talking about that one. I definitely think it's very popular. I haven't watched it, but I've seen it on lists like Crunchyroll.
There's nobody that I have really met other than one person that has seen that anime.
You've told me to watch that one. I haven't watched it yet, but that's one of the ones you told me to watch.
It's really interesting. You think you wouldn't really. I mean, there's a whole bunch of more stuff that happens later on throughout the season, and I have not watched the second season yet. But it's weird because he starts like he just gets he dies. He dies in the real world, and then he wakes up as a ball of slime, and you think, how am I going to get into a show that's based around a ball of slime? But it's you get hooked like after the first 2 episodes. It was the first episode for me, but I mean for the other person that was talking to me about it, they had to watch the second episode. But I mean I love it. It's great.
Squid.
So I know a couple people that I've talked to that have seen this. Some don't care for it. I've never heard much talk about it though, as much as I hear about other animes. The 7 Deadly Sins on Netflix.
I heard that's for dorks.
I fucking love that show. My buddy Sal, when he lived with me, he put it on, and I watched a little bit with him when he was watching it, and then I ended up picking it back up, like, say, a year and a half ago or so. And I really fucking loved it. It was really good. Like, so much so that I kind of want to get one of the Sins tattoos from it. Because I was like, yo, this shit's pretty sick. And I've enjoyed it a lot. The other one it's starting to get more popular now. But back when I started watching it, it was Black Clover. No one for a while had ever watched it. Every time I messaged, like, what is that? And then I explained it. Now people are like, oh, yeah, I've seen that. Or like they haven't gotten into it or they fell off after so many episodes, but that's also another one that is one of my favorites right now, and I'm so excited for the movie and for them to keep to start up again.
But yeah, I remember you mentioning Black Clover, and I was watching Black Clover when it had like kind of first started, but I only got to like I want to say 7 or 8 episodes, and then I hadn't went back. Not because I didn't like it, but I guess I just completely I never got around to it.
Yeah,
but that's one I need to really catch up on.
Yeah, a lot of people like don't talk about it or like 7 Deadly Sins as much as other ones. So to me, those are the ones that I think like no one really watches, or at least because I'll admit I haven't branched out to the shit that like never heard of yet. I'm still kind of more of a mainstream watcher, but I also am slowly trying to branch out to shit like that. But it just really depends what catches me.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things I always do is shit on Squid for being like a mainstream anime. I'm just pulling his dick. I don't really care. Like
in a good way, though.
In a good way, yeah. I don't honestly like if you're into mainstream anime. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong, and I'll say like, oh, that's mainstream, and it's more like an observation. But I know that I shouldn't because people really take that offensive. But they get so upset. I'm just like, it's mainstream. Like it's just it sucks because like mainstream is like a way to pull you into the anime culture, and when you're in there, you should really dive deep into these other animes that are like no one's talking about. Like you should just randomly pick one, and I'm sure you'll fall in love with it. I mean, good.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off
you're
or
good.
anything.
I was transitioning. Good.
Okay, I figured you were. That's why I wanted to throw this in. About that though, I wanted to ask y'all real quick. Have y'all ever watched horror animes? Because I want to branch into that so badly. Because as y'all both know, I'm a huge fucking horror fanatic.
You like Scream?
I love Scream.
Same, yeah.
I want to branch into that. Have y'all seen any?
I apart from I guess Parasite maybe and Berserk, possibly Devil May Cry Baby.
Oh yeah, there it is. Devil May Cry Baby.
I can't really think of any other ones, and it's funny too that you mentioned that because I said the exact same thing on Steve's no, it was he was streaming. We were streaming together. We were playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh
and,
yeah.
We were talking about that, and there was a list that I have on my phone, but it's kind of occupied at the time. But there's some on there that people recommended whenever I ask for horror animes that I am searching up now, and I'm planning on watching.
Yeah. So no, yeah, he's right. He's definitely. I have a list on my Discord somewhere. And this list is like the top 5 like horror animes that was like recommended, and it was by a homie. He one of the guy comes in. It's one of the guys that comes to my stream regularly, and he comes in and he hops in, he hangs out. But I've seen him on like 35 other Tekken streamers. He's like a Tekken whore. But he came in and he really knows his shit. Like I don't know where he finds the time, but like he's on everyone's stream. He watches he watches the shows and then reads the mangas. But yeah, he recommended some good horror ones. I got to get that list. But yeah, it's definitely one of the things is that I've always wanted to branch into horror animes. And there's been some like High School of the Dead. That one's I think is kind of horror if you think of like zombies. Then you have like, High School DxD. It has to do with devils. If you want to think of that one, I don't. Parasite I watch. I definitely think that one is like a little horror. It's like aliens and shit.
Right.
I don't know. I know that apparently from what I've heard and read like through TikTok and shit, like there's some like fucking horror ones, like some creepy fucking ones.
I think like Blood Sea is one of them.
Shit.
Blood Sea is the one with the giant rabbits that are ripping people apart. Yeah, she showed.
Like, I've heard there's some like dark ones that I want to watch.
Digimon. It got like fucking dinosaurs and ducks and shit.
Fucking Yu-Gi-Oh's got monsters, a 3-headed dragon.
So
magicians.
And it's funny that you mentioned Blood Sea too, because I had started watching that a while back, only because I stayed the night at a friend's house, and she had Blood the Last Vampire on DVD, and I remember watching that. I don't know. Have y'all ever seen that?
I've never heard of
I've seen clips of like a rabbit ripping apart a person and blood just melting away on his body. I wasn't turned on though.
Yeah, no. There was no rabbits. But
there's rabbits. I'm just obsessed with rabbits. Like just B-stars only for the rabbits.
It's something too.
Yeah, I love rabbits.
But yeah, no. So I tried to find the original, I guess, anime film that it was, but I could only find Blood Sea, like able to watch, and that was on Hulu. And so I started watching that, and it has like the same main character, but I don't know. I just thought it would kind of be different. I don't know, but yeah.
I agree, man. Like dark anime or horror. Like I like dark animes in general. I'm a lover. I love animes first. I'm a big into love animes like Your Lie in April, which really made me cry and has great music. And then of course I transitioned into like so I watched Violet Evergarden, and I thought Violet Evergarden was a really nice romantic anime of love, but it's really about an individual that is like dealing with trauma and trying to cope with like losing the love of her life, and it's really a lot of like her going into war. So there's like a lot of war talk in there. So that one to me was like I wanted it to be romance, but that one, Your Lie in April. Have y'all seen Your Name yet?
I have not watched it.
Oh
No.
man, you guys are slacking.
You've talked
I've
about
dick-
it so much to me, but I have
I've
not
dick
watched
ride
it.
the shit out of Your Name.
Yep. Hey.
That sounded wrong.
I don't
But,
give a shit.
say,
I'm on my second beer too. I bet y'all didn't know that. Yeah, no, like Your Name, and Silent Voice are two animes that I think everyone should watch if they like love stories, but also are not ready to jump into a full series. Because I honestly think those two animes, both of them are actually solid animes, great stories, like beautiful stories, great animation, and it's just like a really good way to like not commit to an anime. So I always recommend people watch Your Name or Silent Voice. And if you're going through shit, like Silent Voice is really dark. I mean, there's so many themes. There's suicide in there. There's depression. There's bullying. There's so much into that anime to take in. And I honestly, I feel like people are sleeping on Silent Voice. They're quiet about it, but you got to watch Silent Voice because it's
silent.
yeah, I got it.
You left.
I did the drums. Yeah, it's yeah, but you made a joke off of what I was already joking on. But yeah, that's an anime that I think people should watch because it really is a beautiful story, and I mean,
and that's a film, right?
yeah, they're both
A Silent
films.
Voice?
Yeah, they're both
like hour and a half films or something like that.
yeah, and I think if
Okay,
if you want to transition into anime shows, but you're afraid of commit like a 12 series show, I always think you start off with a movie and then transition into a 1 season show. And 1 season's like Parasite or Erase, which is a beautiful anime. Erase was like really good. And just transition into a 1 season show. And then I think after that you're probably hooked.
If you watch that much, then yeah, you're in.
Yeah. What were you saying, Joel? Sorry.
I was gonna say that I guess that I had heard of A Silent Voice, but I didn't know that it had an anime. I just thought it was a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's not a
It's
show.
just a movie.
It's just a movie.
Oh, it didn't branch out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just. I feel like I feel like there is something about that, but it's just a movie. I wonder if there is because I have heard things about that. All right, one more question. Yeah,
and I was recommended that about a couple of days ago. Somebody had told me to watch A Silent Voice, and that it was really good, and it made them cry. So it was something I have on my watch list now.
Steve.
Probably, bro. Dead ass though. I actually like the last girl that I was dating. I put it on for her, and I was like trying to watch it with her, and like she was like, she like totally didn't watch anime, and she started like kissing up on me. I'm like, no, you're gonna miss it. Like, chill out. Yo, get off me. get off me. Get off. We were fighting, bro. I was like, get off me and watch this. You're gonna miss it. But no, we were fucking. But yeah. Okay, one more question, and we'll start. I'm sorry, these keep coming in. Just keep on. All right.
We're gonna transition.
We're about to transition into talk about it, but I do have one more question. If you're trying to get one of your not anime friends involved, what anime would you recommend? Granted, you can't get weird, so I wouldn't recommend Neon Genesis. I'm sure Joel, you wouldn't recommend Berserk. Yeah. So what anime would you recommend?
I'd recommend. I don't know if you want me to go first or not.
Yeah, go first. I want you to go first. Yes.
Yeah,
There's
you go first.
There's two I'd recommend.
Go ahead.
The two I'd recommend would be either, and it's because Naruto,
Too long.
or Demon Slayer. Because it's not that long yet, and it is one of my favorite newest animes. Like, it's really good.
I like Demon Slayer. Season 1, I liked it. But it wasn't until the new arc came out.
The Entertainment District, dude.
That was so fucking good, man. God damn,
if
that's
you
good.
look at the old podcast, my nails were painted like Tengen Uzui, but now they're chipping, but they're almost gone. I might get them redone, but yeah, I love that season. That's why I got them done like that. Like, it's so good.
All right, Joe, what would you recommend?
I guess it depends on what the person is looking for, but I would either have to say The Promised Neverland or That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
That's a good one. That's a good idea. I feel like that. I feel like that's too. What's the opposite of mainstream? Too unique.
Obscure.
Yeah, I guess obscure would be a good term. Yeah, I feel like that's too. Like that's like I feel like that people will be like queasy about it. Like, I don't know, man. But I promise Neverland. I can see people liking that show. I feel like that's a really good show.
What about you, Steve?
I just realized y'all didn't even ask how I was doing. Fuck both of y'all. No, I'm just kidding.
Do we not?
Yeah. I'm doing great.
Fuck, I'm sorry, dude.
No, fuck
I didn't want
that.
to talk over you. I was letting you lead the show.
It is hard for. I do talk a lot because I like to hear myself talk.
We always start tangenting.
No, I just realized that. Fuck.
It wouldn't be a show without the tangents.
Would not
It
be a
wouldn't
show.
be a show without the tangents.
You know, with those damn tangent lines. Definitely, I would probably recommend, and I think it is like to the person. Like, I have a friend that's a father, and I wouldn't recommend it. I would want him to recommend an anime that he could watch with his kids because they're slowly getting into anime, and they love like My Hero and Demon Slayer already. So I think I would recommend something that's like old school. I would recommend like Dragon Ball to them.
Right.
I think that would be a good transition for them because it's something that they're probably familiar with, and it's a good way for him. Now, if we're talking like a guy that's like single and just looking for an anime to watch, they don't know anything much about anime, I would definitely recommend High School DxD. I'm just kidding. just titties everywhere. No, it would probably be something like Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo. I feel like those are really safe, or Afro Samurai. I feel like Afro Samurai is probably the best to recommend to people because they know Samuel L. Jackson.
So good.
So I feel like that's a good one, and it's such a good story.
That's what got me to watch it, honestly.
I mean, yeah, and same. Like, actually, you told me to watch it, but I mean, of course, Samuel L. Jackson kept me around.
Right? Like, fuck.
Like, and he's not even he's not even the main character of the show. But just the idea of like what's going on in that show, it's such a good anime. So yeah, I think Afro Samurai would be a good thing to recommend to someone that's not getting it. It's also only a few episodes. I think one season episodes are always a safe bet.
Well, one season episode plus movie, Afro Samurai Resurrection.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I haven't seen the movie, but the anime by itself is good enough. Like if it ended right there, I would be totally fine because it's that good. I haven't seen the movie yet. I've seen clips of it, and I've seen the beginning, but I haven't finished it. But it is a good anime. All right, now we can get into
transition.
Yeah, now we can go ahead.
Can I run about them?
Yes.
I want to wait till we transition because I figured it'd be a better spot.
Boners. I swear, Ed just doesn't have control of his bladder. I think he has something wrong with his prostate. I'll probably have to massage that for him.
You do that, man.
Get all those prostate juices off. Yeah.
I'll go in and help you.
Look at the cat sitting on his chair. Let's just do the podcast with the cat right there. He's sitting down. Please stand up. Please stand up. Oh my God. He's part of the show now. Mr. Kitty.
So what would you say is your favorite show, anime, Mr. Kitty?
Beastars?
No comment.
Beastar. Oh, the Whisker Away. That's a good one.
You like them rabbits?
Yeah, Whisker Away would be a good cat anime to watch. I haven't seen it yet. It's on Netflix.
That one.
It's about I think it's a guy or a girl that loves a boy, and like she ends up transforming into his cat. But I have not watched it. It's called A Whisker Away. It's on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original.
Interesting.
Maybe I'll watch it. I don't know, dude. I'm very picky on. I don't want to. Let's talk about another topic because I don't want to. I don't want to get off the. I want these tangents for the podcast, and we're not. Yeah, so let's do it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So you coming to the Halloween party?
Hell yeah, man.
Cool, man. I'm excited, dude. I'm really excited for you to come, dude. Hard.
Why do you always take my spot when I move?
Yeah, you're replaced.
Alex.
Alex?
That's because Alex invited me too, yeah.
Fuck Alex. Pissed me off. Yeah, I was like, so I invited him to go watch Dragon Ball Super, and he goes, all right, yeah, man. Him and Marcus are going to come. And they bailed. And I was like, yeah, I'm going with Joel. And he was like, Joel and Frozen? I was like, yeah, Joel and Frozen. And I was like, and he goes, cool, you should invite him to the Halloween party. And I was like, I am, tonight. When we go out to see Dragon Ball Super, and he goes, I'll invite him when I see him. I was like, no, you don't do that.
Also, to be fair, Steve, before we started this, I already drank 2 fucking White Claws, and I hadn't pissed in like an hour before that, so it just started building up.
Damn, everybody was pre-gaming.
I was.
Well, yeah, 'cause I was chilling.
I was not. I was working.
But so I'd already drank 2, and then it's been a while since I used the bathroom, so yeah, I started building up. I was gonna go before we started, and I didn't think about it because we were having the trouble.
Yeah, you know how hard
I'm
it
on
is.
like half of my second one, and I'm already feeling it.
Yeah, but yours is like, what, 12% alcohol?
Plus, it helps me sleep, dude. I gotta go to sleep after this, so fuck it.
I told you that.
7%.
Damn.
Well, I'm not doing the bennies.
You're missing out. All right. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
3,
I do it. 3, 2, 1.
1.
Action. All right. So now we talked about a lot of things, and I'm sorry for the tangents. We didn't expect to get this long, but now let's really get back into dive into where we started off. I honestly, man, growing up, we really were part of like the best, like, cause we didn't get Netflix, we didn't get Hulu. We had to watch that shit on like Toonami, and we had to
We had Toonami.
yeah, Toonami, and we had to watch that shit. We had to stay up and watch it, and if we missed it, we missed it. So I feel like there was more a reward from there. But like, what animes were y'all watching when y'all grew up? What got you into anime in the beginning, and like, and how has it changed? Like, how has it changed over time? I'll go ahead and go first on this one. So of course, Dragon Ball Z was to me like such a crazy anime for me. Watching these guys turn Super Saiyan and the whole story and just like the idea. And then I didn't even crack the surface. And then I watched like the Bardock movie, and I was like, God damn, Goku's dead. Then we learned about Brawly, and like Brawly for like years, I was like, Brawly's a legendary Super Saiyan. We would trade our Pokemon cards for like pictures of Brawly so we could trace. That's what we used to do as kids. Yeah, and it was a really good anime, and I remember I didn't even realize it was an anime, because anime to me was like I think honestly, whenever I first heard about anime, and I didn't even think Dragon Ball Z was anime, it was Naruto. Because we had a guy that would wear the headband and run around, and everyone would be like shitting on that guy. Like they would just shit on him, and then he was actually like he was like nationally ranked in Guitar Hero. And it was just a weird fact about that guy. And like we used to shit on that guy. I not me, because I didn't really give a shit. But like people would be like, yeah, guys, yeah, hey nerd. No, we yeah, fucking goober yo-yo bitch. No, we would actually we wouldn't fucking I mean, I didn't talk to him. He was a senior, I was a freshman. But yeah, I honestly think that we didn't realize I didn't realize Dragon Ball was an anime, and like until people used to fucking call me like a fucking little dweeb nerd, like, oh, you like anime. I didn't realize that it was a thing. So Dragon Ball Z was the first time I really got into anime. Ed?
So growing up, of course, I was apparently to Steve, I was chugging dicks while I was growing up. That didn't start till later, Steven. This isn't what we're talking about today. That's another
you and me
podcast.
both.
Yeah, you and him both.
There you go. Growing up, I was into Pokemon, Digimon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And my brother, this is going to go back to my brother.
He's right here.
Yeah, he's, well, yeah, he's under me. So.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, he's
Yeah. He has shitty internet, man. I don't know. We told him just to take the night off. He's like, no, I want to be here, so he's here. But I'll speak for him on this too, because if I'm right, and he can correct me in the next one if he's here for it, if he can make it on time, he shows up to work. But I think it's his favorite as well. Zoids. A lot of people don't know about it, at least from what I've talked to people about. It was an old one that we watched on Toonami, and RC actually ended up getting the original videotapes on VHS, and we had them growing up. He had the fucking white, I think it was called the White Liger, figure too and everything. I had it for a while. I don't know what the hell happened to it with moves, but it was such a good anime that a lot of people don't know about, and that is what got me caught into it, because I'd watched Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, so I was with the animation, but watching that with RC, it got me hooked onto it, and then I started watching Dragon Ball and Toonami, or Dragon Ball Z, and excuse me, growing up and everything else, it just kind of branched out as I got older into all the other ones. But I would say Zoids. Zoids is what got me into it because it was like a bonding thing with him, and then it was really good because basically it was like he can explain it better than I can, but basically it was these people who would fight in these mechanized animal robots, but like hardcore fighting, and they were called Zoids, and it was really good. Had a classic animation style. I know Netflix just redid it, and it's for kids, and it's really upsetting because I haven't watched it yet, but I saw the trailer, and I was really upset with it because it's nothing like the original was.
Gross.
That's just personal.
Wait. So, you've seen Rick and Morty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that episode where like Morty moves out and he like. And Jessica's like calling him, and he's like at a penthouse, and he has like a new girlfriend.
Oh, whenever they get the toxins sucked out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are those Zoids at the end? Remember?
I thought that was Voltron.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. I'm sorry.
Because it was like a robot.
Yeah.
It was like Voltron, I thought.
Like they came in like flying around, and they made like a little figure, and then she was he was like, "You can keep the Zoids," and then she goes, "No, she can't keep the Zoids. They're cool. Look at them. They make a little whatever." I gotta watch it.
I thought it was supposed to be like Voltron because
okay,
Zoids was like mechanized fighting
animal
robots. Yeah, like the main characters was the White Liger, and it was funny because in the show like he was either broken or like nobody was using it, like no one could use it, and he ended up just getting in it and controlling it. And they're like, "Holy shit, what the fuck?" And like. It became his Zoid. Like he made a connection with it.
Cool, like Power Rangers. All right.
It was really good. And like I said, if RC wants to in the beginning of our next one, he can elaborate a little bit more since sadly he missed this one. So but it's such a fucking great show. I really wish we could have it on something because it's not on anything, dude. We can't find it. We've searched for it.
I bet you I could find it, but
dude, if you could, I'd give you some sloppy toppy or something.
Keep your trash head. I'll just do it for fun. Trash ass head. Yeah, he uses Joe. He uses teeth, bro. Yeah, he uses teeth.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, right. What a rookie mistake. All teeth.
Not too hard, not too soft.
All right, go ahead, Joe.
No, but it's good, man.
I'd have to say there's a few because I remember. There was some on Toonami after school, and then there were some on when Adult Swim was first like introduced. And they had anime. So there was Dragon Ball that would show up after school, and
that's true, yeah.
And then Sailor Moon would be two of the ones that I remember being after school. And then once Adult Swim came on, when we were supposed to be asleep, but I could never sleep, I would turn on the TV. I want to say Gundam.
Yeah.
I forgot about Gundam.
And Cowboy Bebop.
Okay. I mean, I haven't watched Gundam, but see, I don't know if I'm into mechas, but I feel like that would be a good mecha to watch. But Cowboy Bebop, yeah, I mean, that was such a GOAT anime, I mean, growing up. So, yeah, I do remember and that was so good, man. Yeah. Those are some good picks to start your anime life on that. So I can see how you transformed into anime culture with that.
Right, and this was when Adult Swim had first, came out. This is when Space Ghost Coast to Coast would go on.
Oh, my God, Space Ghost.
And all of
Home movies.
Dude, I fucking loved home movies.
Holy shit, man! I gotta watch that because I'm sure
I'm
sure it's cringe now.
Way back then.
Yeah, so definitely.
2020. It was 2020, 2021. Something like that.
So it's crazy because I actually watched a TikTok recently, and I get all my shit from TikToks because I do whatever the TikTok says.
Yep.
One of the things that somebody said, it was a hot take on anime, and he said that he was like, I hate that anime is mainstream now because when I was growing up, you were bullied for liking anime, and now it's mainstream. Fuck you all. Fuck all the people that just jumped in the mainstream anime now. Fuck all the people that are now into anime when it wasn't mainstream back then. You guys weren't on it. Now you guys are all over it, and I do see that in a lot of like streamers and things like that. Like they would, I feel like that's an easy way for you to get people to watch you is by saying, "Oh, I love anime," like saying that. But it wasn't that way growing up. It was not that way. It was that's a recent thing. So, what do you think about that? Do you think that it sucks having people that jumped on the bandwagon when they weren't in the beginning when we were growing up, or do you think it's good that we have new members in the culture? Was that too much of it?
I think
Go ahead.
no. I think it's cool that people are getting, more cultured, and maybe now they're realizing how unfair they were being at the time. Maybe I'm hoping, but I guess it just depends on who it is now, because the ones that we were growing up with, I was one of those people, but it wasn't because of like, I guess I didn't really see like Dragon Ball Z or Yu-Gi-Oh or any of those other ones that I had mentioned before as anime, but it was the ones who were watching Naruto and were doing the Naruto runs in school, and doing the finger things that I could never get. And anytime you said something to them, they would rebuttal with that, and then it's just like you're kind of
cringe.
Confused because,
yeah, you're cringe as fuck. That's cringy.
Yeah, so like I understand where that comes from, but I think now if they realize how kind of cultured it is, and it's not all just everybody Naruto running and the finger hand poses or whatever, but I think it's good to have more into the community, because you not only you can mend friendships, I guess, and kind of not compare, but vibe with somebody who also likes anime. You can get more friends that way, I suppose.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, well, I'll state my opinion. Go ahead, Ed. What do you think?
I kind of agree with Joel on that fact. Like, I know growing up, I never really hid that I watched it. Just no one ever asked. But it was also one of those things where you don't just announce that you watch it. At least back in the day when we grew up. Now, I really do love that it's becoming more of a thing, just because there's so much that can be done with anime, and there's so many good stories to be told. Like, so many things that can be done with the art styles and just shit you can't do with regular film or anything, because hold on, you can't fucking with me. Because like you're limited with actual people or special effects where it looks campy or cheesy. With animation, they can do so much shit. And if you do just like a regular animated, it doesn't have the same effect as like a certain art style can do. But when you change the art style and stuff, it becomes anime. And it's a very open area to where they can do so much and make so many great things. And if people can just get off the idea that, oh, well, that's for nerds, or oh, that's a dork thing, like, no, it's just like anybody else watching romantic comedies or watching
Horror
satire
shit.
films or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, horror shit like me.
Yeah.
It's just another thing. Just because it's animated doesn't mean anything. There are so many more serious animes that are dark and great than there are fucking movies or TV shows. And they're way better. Just because it's animated, people wouldn't give it a shot or count it as something else. And it's great to see that they're getting past that.
Right.
And there's such a diverse catalog of stuff that's been made throughout the years that, like, yeah, you have Hot Topic and Back Slunch and Spencer's that shout out the mainstream ones, which is awesome. But that helps people get into that. And like you said, Steve, watch that, get into that, and then branch out and realize that there's such a vast catalog that any type of thing you want it's been made into something. You can see almost anything. It's already an anime.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's incredible, and I love it, and I'm so happy that it's starting to be an actual thing now, as compared to it used to be.
I definitely think that, yeah, like fuck the people that like judged us when we were kids, but I'm sure they've come around. But one of the things that I think that anime does for people that are getting into it's definitely like a good way to fill a void. And I think if you're going through something, it's definitely something you can actually incorporate in your life. Like, because these stories that they tell, like like the story that they tell is so rich, and it's very vivid and descriptive, and it relates to you on a more emotional level than a movie would. Not saying that movies are, because I'm a movie lover. I love movies, but it's just something different with anime, the way it makes you feel, because they can exaggerate certain traits and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the thing is that like I definitely think if you like anime, you should watch it. But if you're just doing it because you want to fit in the category, I think it's kind of fucking lame. It's kind of like a poser, kind of like kind of like somebody that mall grabs. With somebody that rides manga. It's definitely one of those things. I'm such a poser, redhead. I'm such a poser with skating. I skate, bro. You don't even know. Anyways,
Shut the fuck up.
but it's how it feels. Like it feels like if you're just doing it because I have a guy that I went to school with that's such a fucking poser. It makes me fucking sick. He's such a fucking poser about certain things. And one of the things is he wants to be considered a fucking nerd. He wants to be considered like a fit nerd. Like he's all fit and healthy and shit. But he wants to be in that culture. But the way he's going about it is like it seems like he's forcing himself into certain situations. Because I don't have to announce I love anime. If somebody's talking anime, I'm going over there and we're going to talk about it. That's how I announce to the people that I like anime. Or, that I love math. If someone's talking math, I'll bring it up. If it's something about math, I'll go in there and talk about it. So
Don't talk math around Steve.
you don't talk about math around me. But, like, the nerd culture is just embedded in me. It's part of who I am. And it wasn't because I drifted toward nerd culture. It was just like who I became. That's totally fine. And that's totally fine for anyone. But I just feel like this person really just wants to be called a nerd as a title. To show the world that, like, nerds can be fit. But in my opinion, it's like you force that on yourself. So I always think about, like, if you're just watching anime like just because you want to fit into nerd culture, or if you want to fit in that, I honestly think, like, keep watching it. It's fine, whatever. But, like, I just don't think you should force yourself. Because I have friends that, like, nah, I just don't like anime. Cool. Thank you for being honest. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But if you're just doing it because you want to, like, be cool or fit in or go with the mainstream audience, that's kind of lame. But I guess I guess that's more of like a later on topic. But it has been like a lot of societal pressure on people to like anime. Like, have you ever joined an anime club?
I have not.
Anime clubs are the most annoying thing ever, because anime clubs the one I was looking at least, it's the only one I've looked at. If you go and join, like, of course, they want to know what your favorite anime is, but, like, the dude, like, shitted on my animes. And then the ones that run the club are always going to pick the most crazy, outlandish anime to show that, oh, I know anime. I watched this one that no one's heard of. It's super unique. It's crazy. And they bring it up. And I'm just like, it's like honestly getting bullied out of the anime culture. So it's so weird because I feel it on both sides. Like, people that hate an anime and now they're getting into it. People that love anime are pushing people that love anime out of it. At the end of the day, if you love something, like if you love anime, keep watching it, enjoy it, talk about it. Don't be a snob. So it's definitely something that I always kind of think about, because I didn't join the club at the end of the day because it was so. It was like I was being judged for liking the animes I did. Like, and Ed would be like a huge target, because they would be like, ugh, mainstream animes? Wait, did he say My Hero Academia? shame, shame. Everyone like standing, yeah. So like they would literally shit on you for that, and that's something that I don't like. If you like an anime, it is because I like Beastars, and you don't have to like it, but
Yeah.
don't judge me for it. But yeah, it's definitely something I always kind of consider. Yeah.
Like Squid was saying earlier, you know, there's something for everyone in anime, you know.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
That's the best thing about it.
I agree. Like
Yeah.
there's something for anyone, and you know, if you like basketball, there's a basketball anime. You like volleyball, there's a volleyball. Dude, I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. Holy shit. I've been dieting all week, and I haven't had beer. I'm not drunk. You're drunk. You were fucking slurring like a motherfucker earlier, Joel. Right? Joel, did you hear him slur earlier?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm I'm feeling pretty like, yeah.
This is good. This is good. I like it. I just goddamn sorry. I've been dieting all week, so these beers are hitting hard as a motherfucker.
You're good, man.
Yeah. So I definitely think that anime has definitely transformed the world, and I'm glad it's starting to become mainstream. I definitely think that I love like watching people, you know, talk about animes because I enjoy talking about animes, and we're here doing a podcast about animes, so it's definitely something that I can see it.
It's good to have something in common with people, you know. Through that, you know, you can make friends with and have something in common.
It's definitely a bonding experience.
Yes.
To have, and you know, I can't wait to move into the new house because we're doing anime nights. You coming, Joel?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Anime nights, baby. Can't wait. With that being said, we're going to go and transition to, again, we're going to transition into this. You guys watching hentai?
Only when I'm drinking.
You know what? I've come across a few. And, you know, it's not my thing. But there have been times where I've watched it or read it actually, and you know,
Joe's going back to the early stages.
Yo, he said he's reading. Yo, he was like, "Holy shit, this is so hot." They're like, "Get out of this library! Get out of this library, sir, with your boner." He had a
tick like a caveman. I like to read.
Yo, holy shit! He said I was reading.
There's something about reading it that just makes it more different, you know?
He rubbed her shoulder. Holy shit, this is hot. I gotta chill out, guys. he said I was reading. And then he moved down my blouse. And I started getting moist. Holy shit,
and
man.
then the tentacles.
Then the tentacles came out.
Here comes a giant fist.
Eels. So don't.
Your question?
Go ahead, Ed. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'd say because I know I made the said earlier only when I'm drinking, but I have watched it. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like most people have at least watched it once. Not really my thing, but no man, I've come across it. Like Joel said. I didn't read it. I didn't go that deep, but I watched it.
It's so hot.
It's not like not bad. Well, I haven't. Like I've watched. There's a couple, normal, and I have seen that tentacle shit.
Yeah,
for me. It's weird.
You're like digging yourself a hole. You're like, no, it's funny because you're like, yeah,
there's no way to go around that.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. It's really fucking weird.
It's weird, but like, just like I
It
don't
does
know.
something.
From my experience, most people know it as like they think hentai. They think, oh, that tentacle shit. No, there's other ones. Like I've seen a couple and seen the tentacle one. The weirdest shit. Don't like it. Will not watch that again.
it is
But then
pretty
there's the
weird.
other shit where it's like it's kind of almost like normal. It's like, okay, it's just animated. Still not my thing either though. But it's, I don't know, it's just weird.
Don't
It's
lie.
different.
Don't lie. Have you beat your dick off to some like animated porn?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I have.
Thank
Not
you, John.
animated, but it was
He read
like
it. He was flipping the pages.
Yeah, I read it.
So hot. It's so hot. God damn. Oh my god, it's bolded text. It's bolded.
Flip the page.
It's-
Flip the page. He holds it and flips it like a fucking flip book, and he just sees it move.
Holy shit! He's reading that shit on Audible.com.
Oh my god, on Audible.
On his Kindle, he's so into it. Holy shit! Read the text, bitch.
Oh my god, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no, I have.
Have you completed? I tried. I just couldn't complete. I don't know.
I didn't complete. Oh, sorry.
No, it's cool. I'm in the same boat as you. I just didn't complete. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
asked
like,
me,
as in
and I didn't
finishing?
answer.
Like I haven't blown my load. You know, I haven't came to my fruition. I haven't sprinkled my glizzy glaze all over my hands like I normally do, or my sock. But yeah, I haven't.
I'm guilty of that.
To answer.
I didn't finish the whole story, but I mean, I got to a certain point where I just couldn't hold it in anymore.
Well, he couldn't get pages 68 and 69 unstuck anymore.
Yeah, he couldn't finish. He was on page 69. He was like, ah!
And then they got stuck together, and he's like, this is too much.
Well, time out. Hold on. 69 pages? Fuck that, bro. God damn, you a fast reader. Holy shit. God damn. It is 69's coming. Oh my god.
To answer what you were saying, though, because you asked me.
Yes.
I didn't complete.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've seen it. I tried. I don't know. It's not my thing. It's different, but I never completed to that. It's I don't know. It is what it is. I can see like the people that will watch it, like, because like I said, there's ones that are just like normal.
I don't.
Like normal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't the one that I was reading. Wasn't necessarily like tentacles and shit like that. It was I would say it's more like a lustful story, I guess. And how you were saying that in Food Wars they over exaggerate some things,
Okay.
and that's kind of like how it is.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, Steve, can you answer me a question though?
What?
You're talking about Beastars. It was Beastars, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't really. It wasn't even anime, honestly. It was Shigo. Fucking. What's her boss's name?
From Kim Possible?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
You're looking at
She
pictures.
kinda smart.
No, I was watching
She
the.
kinda smart.
Yeah, it was a video I was watching. I admit.
Video.
Well, yeah, it's a fucking animated porn. Yeah, it was animated. That was the only one I watched.
As long as it wasn't the dinosaurs ones, I guess. that was okay.
The what?
The dinosaur one? You never come across like fucking the what is it? Like those little banners that they have, like trying to sell it, I guess, Like they have some fucking 3D dinosaur ones, and it's just
No.
I don't know how it got on my page, but
He said, "Fuck it." Eh.
This is Joel's origin story for why he started reading his villain origin story. He's like, "Fuck the internet, I'ma read."
He read that shit. No, I honestly feel like, again, no judgment. I always feel like people get judged for that shit. Like I'm totally open about it. I don't give a shit. But I feel like people legitimately are like, ew, you jerk off to cartoons? Hell yeah.
to each their own, man. No judgment for me either.
Yeah, so I honestly feel like that's such that's a thing people will judge you for. I did have a girl that I used to talk to that liked that dinosaur shit. She actually read too, Joel. Yeah, she sent me some
Interesting.
Yeah, she sent me some fire nudes one time. They were actually pretty solid. Yeah, she's not dinosaurs. That'd be too. I just can't, man. I can't, bro. She dresses like a raptor. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm. Although I have a very interesting story about that.
She had her arms in her shirt, so it make it seem like a T-Rex.
I have a really weird story, and I don't think it's for this podcast, but it might be for another time. But yeah, definitely not for this one. But yeah, definitely I'm really glad that anime has become a little mainstream because I feel like you can now. It's definitely something you can bond over and you can become. And if you like hentai, hey, I'm for it. I'm for that. I definitely think you should explore that and enjoy it. And honestly, like I definitely want a big titty goth girl that loves anime. I definitely want that. Like I don't think I've wanted anything else. Like I kind of always wanted that, and now I've transitioned to where like, oh please, I want a big titty goth girl that loves anime.
Steve's Christmas wish to Santa Claus, big titty girl
Yeah,
loves anime.
yeah, big titty goth girl. Santa Claus is like, God damn, Steve,
Again, Steven?
it's July.
He already knows how naughty you've been.
He does. He's already checked the list like 3 times. He ain't getting shit. No, it's just something I've always thought about. Like, it'd be kind of a cool bonding experience. Especially, like, I would really like a girl, like, that loved anime to where she knew animes I've never heard of. Like, she's so in-depth in the culture that we are, like, she's like, hey, have you heard this fucking Reincarnated as a Slime show? No, when she puts that shit on, I'm like, yo, this is fire. And I think that would be kind of like the ultimate girlfriend because she ain't out there sucking other dudes' dicks. She's at home watching anime. Hopefully she ordered pizza, right? That'd be badass. So I definitely think that I would love that. That's like my ideal girl is a girl that loves fucking anime or loves Tekken. Either one would be fine. Tekken's a weird one though because if they love Tekken, they're probably good at Tekken. There's a stigma of like people that love Tekken because like loving Tekken is kind of like it's a love hate because people are so good that they can see the faults in like the internet. They can see the drop frames. They can see, oh, I blocked that. They know they did, and it's a weird thing because like we bitch about it all the time, but we go back to Tekken and play. And they just released the Tekken anime, and it was actually a solid anime.
I still need to watch that.
They did a good job of it. Yeah, it's definitely it follows I think Tekken 3. But it was a good anime, and I really enjoyed it. A good story. Good voice acting, and they even brought some old school like Tekken characters and some new school ones.
Okay.
All right. Before we close out,
Last question.
Last question.
Last
question.
Last question.
That's exactly how I sounded. Exactly like that. All right. Out of all the animes we've listed and talked about, what anime would you recommend everyone to watch? And we've kind of already talked about getting new people, but I'm talking about everyone, including people that love anime. And one that we haven't listed, okay, or have talked about. I'll give y'all a moment. Because I need a moment.
Yeah, because I need one as well.
Jojo's all berserk. Don't say berserk. Don't say berserk. Don't say berserk. Berserk.
So hard not to say berserk.
Oh, shit. This is definitely a tough one. One that we haven't listed. Ed, what you got? Go ahead.
I honestly can't remember. I can't believe I didn't say this earlier. But why it hasn't been brought up. Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, I heard Full Metal Alchemist is ass, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is absolute badass. It's a good one.
Yeah, no, I've heard the same thing.
Yeah.
That Brotherhood, don't even watch the other one, just watch Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Damn, this is hard.
That's mine. Is that one? Well, because I've seen Brotherhood. I was talking to someone about watching Alchemist or the original or whatever. They said just watch Brotherhood. I was like, okay, we're done that. Because I didn't really know what the difference was, and they were like, yeah, apparently, what they told me, the Brotherhood basically cuts out the filler, and it's more straight to the manga.
It's a totally different anime than the original.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of want to go back and watch it because I haven't watched the full one, but
yeah, I haven't watched it at all. But I heard it was good. Everyone puts FMAB on the top of their list. It's one of their it's a crowd favorite. I would say fuck, I had it. I just had it.
I had something for this.
Go ahead, Ed.
No, I was making an Archer joke. I've been watching Archer a lot.
Go ahead, Joe. I had it in my mouth, and it was like I hear my tongue
what she said.
On the left side, and now it didn't come out though.
I'd probably have to say Tokyo Ghoul. I mean, and a lot of people don't really like it, but or those who have read the manga don't like it. But the first season of Tokyo Ghoul is probably one of the most badass seasons, like out of all of them.
Ooh, I have another one if Steve doesn't say it.
I have mine, but go ahead.
Death Note.
Oh yeah, Death Note is a really.
Yeah,
Death
another
Note
good one.
is
Yeah,
a lot of people I know's first one that like, not like first anime they ever watched, but the one that got them into stuff. A lot of people I know have said Death Note is that one.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah, if you're new to anime, Death Note's actually a really solid anime,
Dude,
and that
do not.
don't
And I'm
sleep on
pretty
it.
sure I have some up here, but I just can't think of any.
Do not watch the Netflix one though. It is horrible. I'm sorry, Netflix, but
The movie?
what the fuck were y'all doing? Yes.
Oh no, yeah.
I have not seen the movie.
The only good part of it
Willem
was
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe as Ryuk.
Yeah.
Dude, they messed it up so badly, and it was so upsetting. And I'm pretty sure it could have been really good with the actors if they would have stuck to the fucking anime
And
or
I
the
don't know.
manga. They went off course, and it was bad.
Okay, so I have a couple of one. I definitely think I loved Digimon growing up. Digimon to me was such a great anime or great, I mean, whatever it's called. It was such a good one. The song was good. It slapped so hard.
It's a fucking bop.
Yeah, Digimon. Like, it's such a good, and the movie was good with the virus. That movie was so
Dude, that
good.
movie used to scare the shit out of me, but it was so good. Yes,
It was so good. I gotta rewatch it because it's so good.
Yeah.
Then of course, Akame ga Kill is definitely an anime. If you love like tragic stories, death, man, Akame ga Kill is so fucking good. It's so dark and it has a lot of like main characters that are gonna die, and I won't say which ones. But and then the villain of the whole show, and the show follows a different guy. I think his name is I don't even know his name. I think it's Tenishi, because he's the main character, but the show is named after another character, and they're named Akami, who has seen the most tragic life, and the villain is in love with this Tenishi guy. And it's like her logic. She's just in love with him. She loves this guy. She's the ice. She control ice and shit. It's such a good anime, and I feel people sleep on it. There's so many good characters in that show, and the people that you think are gonna live, and the people you think are gonna live, and the ones you think are survive are gonna be like opposite. And of course, I don't know if this is anime. I'm sure it's not because it's not Japanese influence. But man, The Iron Giant is a great animated film. And I honestly,
so sad.
It's so good. I love
great.
Iron Giant.
It is really good.
I don't care if it's not anime. It's not anime, but it is animated and it's a film, and y'all should watch it. I'm done.
Touching up on that subject though, to Avatar: The Last Airbender was really good as well. Would be a good starter, I guess, for somebody going into anime.
Agreed, dude. I love. Wait, did you like Last Airbender or Korra's Tale?
I like both, to be honest.
Which one do you like better? Come on, don't be weird.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, same, good. Right? Because the villain in that show was more prominent than the villains in Korra.
Real quick,
but it was interesting to see not only like the. It was interesting to see how in the Legend of Korra how she had all the powers basically, and it was taken away from her to kind of build up to that and then overcome that enemy, you know. Then you know, Aang having to build up with every element that he needed to defeat
Ozan? Sozin?
yeah.
Lord Ozon. Is that it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that anime. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's been a while. Too.
Real quick, because I looked it up to make sure. Did y'all know that Vin Diesel is the Iron Giant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
He is. I looked it up to make sure because I thought he was, and I had read something about him. Yeah, he's the fucking Iron Giant, which is incredible.
That is
I didn't
actually
know
cool.
that for a
He's
while.
Groot and the Iron Giant and the
Yeah.
shark. No, he's not the
Yeah.
shark.
He is Groot.
Yeah,
He's good. He's done a lot of voice acting actually. I think there's some other big ones he's done.
No, Sylvester Stallone was.
Yeah.
Well, no,
King
Sylvester
Shark.
Stallone was King Shark.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
apologies.
Vin
Yeah.
Diesel's done some other ones, but I realized that he was Iron Giant. I figured out he was Iron Giant a little while ago. I was like, that's fucking insane. Like such a core memory from the childhood of watching that movie, and he was him.
Oh yeah, I loved Iron Giant. Watching it as a kid was it was so interesting. But again,
life-changing.
it's not anime, but because it's not Japanese influence or something like that, whatever it is. But it's an animated film, in my opinion.
That begs another question:
Go ahead.
does anime really consider it just being Japanese inspired, or could you consider any animated thing anime? Because people don't consider Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Digimon really anime, but they are. Because they're animated and they are Japanese inspired.
So
Well-
like how we're watching, not only Japanese but maybe Korean or Chinese animations, and we consider that anime. But if they're watching our shows, like say Family Guy, Ed, Edd and Eddy, or anything like that, that's like anime to them. You know what I mean?
Just because of the culture of it being from another culture?
Right.
I'm not sure what the difference is, but I always go by one of my friends. He said, if it's animated, it's anime, and I was like, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at, because you were saying, like, Digimon something like, I didn't want to cut you off or anything at the time, but I was thinking to myself, like, I consider that anime.
Well, I'll say it Iron Giant. Iron Giant,
I
not
consider
Digimon.
that-
I think Digimon and Pokemon are all anime.
I would consider Iron Giant a fucking anime movie. That movie's fucking darker and deeper than most animes, some of the animes I've seen.
It's definitely a good anime.
Fuck yeah.
So we covered a lot of topics, guys, and we do love anime, and we want you to put down your recommendations in the comments. Put your horror recommendations. We want to watch horror animes, and who knows, maybe this will spark on in a monthly thing where we talk about animes we see for the month and recommend some. I really appreciate all the love and support we get on this channel, and I want to thank Joel for being here. We appreciate it. We love that guy.
Having me.
Yeah, definitely, anytime, dude. And yeah. So, RC, do you have anything you want to say?
Still having, I guess, technical difficulties.
Bro, you need to get your internet fixed, man. I don't
Yeah,
know
get off that dial up. All right, with that being
Seriously,
with that being said, you guys have a great week. We'll catch you next week with another episode of Three Guys, One Discord. Bye.
Yeah, and,
I was saying bye.
Later, guys.